So here's the assignment, simple one. We've been through, what, a day and a half or not more of talking, of presentations, so on and so forth. I want you, among yourselves, go through and write down the 3 major takeaways that you got from the last couple days. Write them down. Then I'm going to come around and just randomly pick from you and ask what's the one out of those 3 that you think is probably most important. Okay? We got 5 minutes, go. Okay. So let's go around. I'm going to just start putting the microphone in front of people. So again, you've talked about kind of 3 key takeaways, and then I'm going to ask you, what was the one? So Steve Tuckerman, you're first.
I shared this with George at lunch. I would just say the human equation. We all know that's sort of cliche, but honestly, that's the essence of our business. We deal with customers, we deal with trades, we deal with employees, and I think we all work hard at that, but I think there's more to be done there, and it's central to all the innovation we want to try to make is going to involve our people, those relationships.
For an architect type, that was a pretty good answer. Oh, there you go.
For me, it was the innovation that kind of came through from things like the Digibuilt, the light switches, and the electrical innovations that are going on there. Kind of just opening up the possibilities of what can be done. So.
Okay. Yep. Saw she wanted to talk. Here she goes.
So I think 3, I can make them, I'm in marketing, so I can make them pretty concise. Love your customer, hire diversity, leverage technology.
Very good. Here we go.
So we had a lot of the same answer. So the big one we settled on was trade relationships. Just continue to drive the trust, respect in the builder-trade relationship.
Good. Tony?
So I got to tell you, I meet with a lot of salespeople. They're always trying to sell me stuff. And I met with this one who was trying to sell me these connected smoke detectors and CO detectors. And I have to be honest with you, I spent like a nanosecond considering that. So my best takeaway from this, and maybe it's just because I'm about shoulder deep in this connected home thing, was that survey. So that salesperson is going to be very happy when I call him back.
You're my man, Tony. Russell?
Yeah, Cheryl talked on Monday, love your customer. I think you guys got to love the trades. This is a new industry for me, and being in a factory and managing huge teams, 2,300 people, I was there for the people, right? I think that everybody here, the home builders, the developers, live on the backs of the trades. And those relationships, you have to figure out long-term how to do something for them, how to make that really, really work well. And that's just it's a huge problem, just like innovation, but I think you got to love your trades and figure that out.
Sure.
If I could just follow up on that. Look, I think that's a great point. One of the things we're working on where I work is this a supplier scorecard. And the reason why I want something is I want to be able to follow up with a trade. You catch a trade doing something right and thank them for it. Right now, every so often I'll have a field manager come in. I want you to fire this trade. Well, wait a minute. He was doing fine. What's he doing, right? And, this notion that, boy, there's just another trade. There's a long line of trades lined up at your door. Get rid of this one and let the next one index forward is a misnomer, right? So I think, along the lines, that really resonates with me. Love your trade, but, just change your mindset. Catch people doing something right and thank them for it.
Yeah, why should you treat your trades any different than your employees, right? Yeah. Jonesy.
First of all, I love the Ralph Baja's presentation and reveal the steal. Don't reveal the steal, or don't steal the reveal. Thank you. I really like that. I liked how he was talking about people, take pictures at special moments of their life, so they help create that special moment so that people are taking it. There was just a lot of things throughout about driving simplicity throughout everything we do, and I think I can take a lot away from that and continue to push that in our organization.
Thanks. By the way, I haven't said that just. Isn't Lieutenant Dan pretty good?
I think, we hit on a lot of really good things in the customer experience and in everything, which echoes basically what everybody else has said. But I think one of the biggest takeaways I had was getting to the why when it comes to technology. There's so much technology out there, and there's so many things you could do, and there's so much that we do look at that is just cool. But cool is not what matters when we're trying to fix these problems. It's getting to the root of what's it going to do and how's it going to impact our business and our customer.
Great.
Me? So we came up with 11 things. No, first one takeaway was that we're just not so good at building houses, and we have a long way to go. Second one is developing innovative relationships with trades with move beyond just the traditional subcontractor agreement. And I think third one here, I'm just going to pair it, love the customer and love the trade as well.
Great.
I'm going to break it down into an acronym for you. LITAR, L-I-T-A-R, love. Am I doing something? Hello? Okay. Love your customer, teams, trades, etc. ID issues that are creating barriers and then figure out how to break down to overcome them. Trust your customers, teams, and trades. Avoid conflict through clear communication. I don't know why. And the last one is R, respect your customer, your team, your trades, etc.
Way to go. Keith.
One of my favorite ones is that I got from here is we have to understand our costs better. This industry is terrible. And this thing about budgeting, we make our decisions based on the budget, which isn't the true cost of a unit or a building. We know what it is when the total number of units we make. We know what our total cost is. And that's about as deep as we really go in this industry. We need to understand what it's costing us every day on every job. We need more cost accountants that are involved with this, bringing in the accounting department, because that's when you can talk to the CEO of a big corporation and make some sense out of the things we all want to try to do.
Amen, brother. Amen. There was an amen, Brack. That was Tony. No surprise.
That was loud. Let's do it again.
That sounded hollow. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, based on what Cheryl had said, I started thinking about Southwest, and Southwest says we're a customer service company that happens to fly planes. Some of them are grounded right now, but they fly planes. And the other thing is, just on a leadership component, I think the people that stay in a company stay because of their manager. They feel like there's a mission, there's a movement, and there's a purpose to their life. And I think if we can inspire more people, we'll get the most out of them. And otherwise, they're just in a state of mediocrity most of the time.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a hell of an epitaph? He was mediocre.
One thing I wanted to address that aligns with the trades is many of you probably are also doing or currently doing quality control assessments. And those same quality control assessments can be used as trade measurement tools. At Kirk Homes, we had a 480-point quality control QI process. And the process was used both for quantifying the bonus that all the field staff were going to get, as well as evaluating our trades at the time of contract renewal.
Great. I'm going to rotate over here. You're next.
A lot of good, we had a discussion that highlighted a lot of the things said here. So the only add I'd say is we really talked about loving your employees. Because if you love them and they feel loved, they're going to love your customer. So we said that, and then and ultimately, it's complicated. Like this, there's no easy fix here. A lot of smart people have been trying to fix this. It's going to take rooms like this to actually make impactful change.
Great. Let me go over here. Here we go. You're on.
A few things we came up with. We realized that people spend $1+ billion on pet costumes. And on top of that, BIM is very expensive overall for most companies. And customers go to Disney more frequently than they are buying homes. So there must be something to the Disney piece from loving your customer. And the total cost is quality and customer experience.
You know, we were talking about the opening comments on the customer experience, and we heard about love the customer, but I think the opportunity is how far down how far below we are on this whole net promoter score and what the customer's getting out of home buying. Learned a lot about cost of quality. We learned a lot about technology. I think we just have to act on it. Somebody's got to leave here and do something to change it.
Several of you probably met Johnny Sicilian, who was here today, and I've known his mom, Kathy, for a long time. And about a decade ago, she did some consumer research for me. And going out randomly asking people on the street, described the home buying experience. And it came in below the experience of having a root canal. And it was painful. And so I keep looking at that, the opportunities of how you deal with a customer, treat a customer, and so on. Just a huge opportunity that's there.
Okay, for me, 3 takeaways. First of all, I was pleased to see the focus on affordability and that's a priority for pretty much everybody in the room. And there were a lot of very good strategies around how to address affordability, from plan design to offsite manufacturing. The second takeaway is BIM. There's strong interest in BIM in the room, but clearly the tools and the know-how just isn't there yet. And that's really delaying the deployment of BIM, which I think is a big enabler for offsite manufacturing and driving more efficiency. And finally, many of us see the benefits of offsite manufacturing, but nobody has really a clear approach. Is it modular? Is it just simply wall panels? And how do you address the labor issue? And those are still challenges, I think, for all of us, because the labor side of it is still going to be a big challenge, and that's one thing we didn't really address, as aggressively as the other parts.
Okay, I'm going to kind of stop it here, if I could. And to wrap up on time, I wanted to do a couple things. First, those of you who have sponsored us for the year, thank you. It is, without you, this doesn't happen. So know you, know us, thank you. Second, I would be remiss in not calling out the team that actually makes this happen. And that includes Michael Dickens over here, Jenny Gross, Rachel Kelly, and the ever-popular Betsy Scott. There's a lot of work to make this seem as easy as it is. And just imagine putting together these tables so that there's different people in the right mix 3 times over. You'd need an algorithm and a Cray computer to make that happen. I would love an algorithm. But she wants an algorithm. Yeah. We also thank you. We know that sometimes it's uncomfortable to open up with oftentimes people you don't know. And we do appreciate the frankness that you bring to the room. And we hope that when you go back, you've gone back with friends that you never had before, with business contacts that may be beneficial for both of you. but also maybe this, I call it a hazy watercolor vision of what the home builder of the future might look like. And you can see that there might be multiple paths to get there. What you learn is just choose one and do it really well. That there are going to be multiple ways of building houses, on-site, off-site, panels, modules, so on and so forth. Choose one and do it very well. And in the process, take the lessons that you've taken from here and apply them. So, to all of you, thank you very much. Have a great, great rest of the year.